What are the reasons for migration? Why do people migrate? Very often this has something to do with the level of development in their place of origin and their destination. Actually, there are different theories about what causes migration. Here we will shortly talk about one of them, the so-called push-pull model. The push-pull model was developed by Ernest Ravenstein, who is widely regarded as the earliest migration theorist. According to his model, migration is governed by a push-pull process. That is, unfavorable conditions in one place push people out, while favorable conditions in an external location pull people out. What are these favorable and unfavorable conditions, or in other words, push and pull factors? First of all, we have economic factors. Economic push factors are few jobs and low wages, whereas economic pull factors are, for example, the availability of a large number of jobs, that is well-paid jobs, and also interesting, high-quality jobs. So these economic push and pull factors are very often key motivations for people leaving their place to live in another place. And this can be true both for international migration and also for migration within a country. Let's look at Thailand, for example. For many decades, there was a strong movement from remote rural provinces in Thailand to the greater Bangkok area. People living in remote rural provinces such as, for example, northeastern Thailand were coming to work and live in the greater Bangkok area because in their place of origin there were very few high-paid jobs. Those provinces for a long period of time were mainly based on agriculture. This has changed a little bit in recent times, but not completely, of course. And in the greater Bangkok area, the situation was much different because most of the industrial sector in Thailand is based in the greater Bangkok area. Most of the large-scale and even medium-sized businesses are situated in the greater Bangkok area. So people generally were motivated to come to the greater Bangkok area in order to be able to earn more income and improve their economic situation. And this is also true in many cases for international migration. Again, if you look at Thailand, one thing that you notice is that there's a lot of movement between Thailand and its neighboring countries. And one reason for that, and a very important reason for that, is the different level of development. Thailand is more developed than most of its neighboring countries. So people, for example, living in Myanmar, know that they can be economically better off when moving to Thailand in order to find a job in Thailand. They will be able to generate a higher income and have a higher living standard. So economic factors can be a cause of migration within a country and also between countries. But economic factors are not the only reasons. There are also so-called social factors. Social push factors are, for example, intolerance towards certain groups. For example, active religious persecution. That is, people being persecuted because of their religious beliefs, but also maybe because of their ethnicity or cultural beliefs. Pull factors, on the other hand, are religious tolerance, or in general tolerance towards certain groups of people. So a person who belongs to a minority in a country that is not treated equally and is not treated fairly will clearly have a motivation to leave that country, to live in another country where there's more tolerance. And you can also find different examples for that in history. For example, when thinking about the Second World War, there was a lot of movement between Germany and other countries because certain religious minorities, that is basically the Jewish Germans, were persecuted during that time in Germany. So Jewish Germans left Germany in great numbers to live in other countries where they were not being persecuted, such, for example, in the United States of America. And as a last example, we have environmental factors. These can also push people out of their place of origin or pull people out. Environmental factors are, in general, unfavorable environmental conditions. For example, large-scale or very strong natural disaster like an earthquake, a strong typhoon. It can also be more gradual environmental change like deteriorating environmental conditions due to climate change, deteriorating environmental conditions because of increased air pollution, everything that makes people uncomfortable living in a place because of the environment, or which makes it very difficult or even impossible to survive in a place because of negative environmental factors. On the other hand, the environmental pull factors then would be attractive environments, so places with a stable climate, where there are few environmental shocks, where there is a healthy base of natural resources that can be used. Sometimes environmental pull factors can also be simple things such as pleasant weather conditions. So in the United States, for example, you have this phenomenon that many older persons who are living in the northern states of the United States are moving to the southern states when they are retired to enjoy the warmer weather and more sunshine. So those are environmental factors that can be a motivation for migration.